A postbox with drawers numbered 1 to 12. The whole apparatus locked at the side with a single keyhole. You step away from the mail. A plain canvas satchel hangs from a coat hook. A pair of colourful rain boots sit on the ground below it. They kept a pair of feet dry as they stood in ankle-high water in the basement of a magazine office. She must be staying here. You scour the smaller pockets inside, but find only pens, paper clips, sticky notes, and an ancient pacifier. Gummy rubber tip gone brittle. You give it an experimental suck. The nipple is uncomfortably hard against the back of your front teeth at first, but it softens as your saliva coats the rubber. Sour, funky staleness. A bit of lint from the bottom of the bag fuzzes against your tongue, but you taste none of the telltale earwax and aspartame flavor of ecstasy. This is a normal pacifier, for normal infants. It's never been in contact with drugs. The satchel was virtually empty since you took the book out. There's nothing to exact retribution upon. You turn back to the alley. You have arrived at Eszti's doorstep. The last time you spoke was the day your network blew. You called her back like you said you would, didn't you? Cascade. I just need an hour. I'll call you back. Estoc. Herschel, I'm serious. Cascade. Here I am, Eszti, calling you back like I said I would. How are you? Estoc. Much better now that I hear the authoritative yet reassuring voice of my lead. There you have it. The official transcript. Nothing to worry about. You avert your gaze from the door to the shoe rack. Knock, coward. Their shoes, 2 pairs. A little sweeping brush. Nothing left to do but apply knuckle to door. Soft steps approach the door, then stop. The loud click of the bolt echoes through a cavity in your molar. Just explain how sorry you are. Find some common ground. She might even thank you for her recent career success.
Hello, for Eszti.
The old man beams at you, adjusting a dial attached to a gadget on his right ear. Looks like a hearing aid or a cochlear implant. He watches your lips, then smiles and nods twice.
Please call me Pascal. Nice to meet you. You are? Come in, come in. Eszti's in the kitchen.
He steps back and waves you in with a loose hand. You don't have any photographs like this. You don't even know this many people. The one you should never have taken. The one that wasn't even yours. As you look, you start to make out men who resemble Eszti's husband. The children must be his family. Eszti never mentioned a family of her own, but it looks like she's married into a huge one. To Eszti's right, a man with a familiar mop of upstanding hair. Love's most ardent champion. You barely recognize her, with a smile on her face. You turn away from the sideboard. You return to you turn away from the...
Kitchen's through there.
He gestures towards the adjacent room.
Yes, many little avenues for happiness. Quiet.
He laughs heartily.
3 years. Happy time. Oh, I was the postman. She always kept such a clean postbox. Started making me tea and, well...
He shrugs and winks. She married a man who knows everybody's name and address and has access to their correspondence. Clever as Doc.
Yes, it is. Us old people need love too, you know. Oscar? Yes. Good friend. Good hair. He took a liking to my cousin, Gabrielle.
He points to a picture frame in which a giant woman towers beside Pascal, arm resting happily around his shoulders.
Thank you. So kind. Okay then. Oh, no, it's okay. Eszti's forgiving. Good soul. Bye-bye.
Hello back there. Just give me one moment. New cafetiere. Fiddly little thing.
She hums happily to herself, fussing over plates and cups.
Lovely weather we've had, don't you think?
Her shoulders stiffen at the sound of your voice. The humming stops.
Herschel.
Mouth set in a grim line. Slight twitch under her right eye.
What a surprise.
She pats her left hand dry on the tea towel hanging from the cupboard. There are tiny little daisies on it.
Is it? Thank you. So,
Here it comes.
biscuits? I'll just put a selection onto a plate. I have some new ones, actually. Chocolate. You're welcome. It'll be nice to catch up over biscuits. To what do I owe this unexpected visit? I didn't think you had it in you. How sweet of you. Which of our shared hobbies would you like to pursue together? Indifferently?
She lowers her head to stare at the red checkerboard flooring, at a point about 2 feet from your right foot.
What did the opera do with you after you extracted yourself? Archives, Makes sense. But you're out now. In theater, I take it.
You hear someone laugh, loudly on the roof above.
I've built a happy life here.
That was a threat.
Your presence in my apartment alone is dangerous for me. How did you find the address? You lied to Tonio. I know my Tonio. I hope you didn't threaten him. Pascal is a very kind man. I am lucky to have him.
She sends a worried look to the door. Pascal sits beyond.
Pascal's family. He has 3 brothers, each of whom have 3 children, all under 10. We spend every other weekend out at the coast with them. It's wonderful. The youngest, Maggie, just turned 6 months. Loves mangoes. Isn't that something? A baby with a taste for imports? I didn't have a mango until I was your age, probably. Operants almost never have children. Personality, lifestyle, fear. Is there any other career that makes your life a non-life, I wonder? You are in my kitchen. I will not put his safety at risk for anything. There is nothing to know. Did you ever marry? Oh, yes. Aliens, specters, fascist warlocks. I recall once you were convinced that the Weeping Eye were having you tailed by a one-legged seagull. It's a seagull, Herschel. They all rest on one leg. Work-related. Right.
She sets her jaw, taking you in as if for the first time.
Take a seat. I'll make us that coffee.
She spins towards you, arm raised. Your former asset is mid-lunge, weapon in hand, eyes trained on your neck. 2 cups worth of coffee beans are about to hit the floor. Times are once again dire, operant. Your own shadow was turned against you. An advanced cognitive maneuver could win the day. An auto-injector loaded with a medical syringe. Syringe contents mysterious. A bioweapon hidden in a jar of biscuits. Assume the worst. The remembrances tell of a word hidden for centuries by a convent of isolated nuns, then stolen by Probable, who told the opera that it means subdue in a long dead tongue. Too close, already in motion. Snatch it out of her hand. A single word to end this now, worth a shot. Eszti hurtles towards you. Your mind's eye lands on a slender file, cold to the touch. Its pages speak of a convent whose adherents speak an enchanted language, capable of rendering listeners powerless. At the foot of the final page, you find the word, karasukate, subdue. Your former asset freezes. A vein bulges on her jaw, cerulean. To your left, salt rattles in its shaker. From the room next door, the sound of the television warps and slows ever so slightly. Smoke curls from her cigarette. She watches you through its haze. She cannot look away. She staggers and sways, released from the word's control, limbs twitching as they come back online.
How?
A deep, choking gasp. She couldn't breathe. She pants, hair sticking to her forehead, still recovering from the command. The side reads sodium thiopental, truth serum. Stab the traitor, needle through the eye. Ash crumples from the cigarette in her mouth. In the next room, her husband coughs. Good thing he's deaf, or you'd have both of them to contend with. You're in control. You could either use the syringe on her, run for it, or break it and forget this ever happened. Stab you, obviously. You'd be proving her right about you. Be the better person. Show that you can be trusted. Betrayer. Stab her until it breaks. Which means she's less likely to chase you. She probably won't want to explain this little dalliance you're having. She taps her right heel on the floor, watching you. You grab the dial at the top of the injector and twist it hard to the right. Something snaps. You drop it and crush the pieces with your heel.
Damn you, Herschel.
The cigarette hangs limply from her mouth as she pushes her palms into her eyes.
I had no intention of making you fucking coffee, Herschel.
She glances at the counter, lowers her voice.
I broke my new cafetiere when you skulked in.
Even if it still worked, you sense no coffee would be forthcoming.
Fine, sit. What choice do I have?
You sit across from each other. Between you, a plastic tablecloth, assorted plates. Pajamas, but no slippers. But she warms her feet on her husband.
What on earth do you want from me, Herschel? What are you here to scavenge? You want the Lucian diplomat? What on... No, don't answer. I don't want to know. Not a word more. This is the bank, and a high-value prisoner. They will ask for a lot. Yes.
She pales. Cigarette smoke seems to freeze in its ascent.
What you have just told me, you have never told me. Understand? How could you come here? You lead them to me. With an assignment like this, there is no difference between making a contact and pulling the trigger. They will find everyone you've spoken to. You've doomed us all.
The Weep and I have defeated her without even laying a finger on her.
I have a home, a job, friends, family, a loving husband. I am not down, and I will not be brought down by you and your mindless sense of worldly dissatisfaction. Believe me when I say this. You are not the person for this job. There is no way the opera seriously thinks you could pull this off. This is suicide. You should quit while you can. You're playing a loser's game. 1,000 ways to fail, no way to win. You are cannon fodder, at best. I will not. No, we cannot have any part in this. Get out.
Bad news. It appears that Eszti no longer considers herself your direct report, or your asset, or your friend. She's very traditional. Maybe something like a handwritten apology would get her back on side. There was a card rack on the ground floor of Photo 24. Might be something suitable there.
Herschel, you're back.
She sighs, deeply.
I don't believe you. What do you want? What did you call us? Your whole sick crew? What about it?
She shakes her head, slowly.
It's a wonder he made it past 40 the way he lived. But I'm guessing it wasn't the drugs that took him in the end. Who was it?
Could have been anyone who killed him, she means.
You are following him to the grave, then? Sorry to hear that. He was young. Was it to do with the network, or... Right. I hope it was quick, whatever it was. No, of course not. I never even heard from him when we actually worked together.
Her lip curls. She lifts her chin, an expression of pure contempt.
She was picked up by the weeping eye. Tortured.
All systems go down. A brief but total outage. Alive then, but in what condition?
I haven't. Torture changes people, Herschel. Something that sounds obvious, but the extent of it isn't. They know the truth of what we can do to one another. You can't possibly be thinking of dragging her back into this. But just in case you are, don't. Nothing. Back in Rustam, I hope. Agreed. Goodbye. Back again. I bet you do.
Her face does not change.
I suggest you persuade her to stop. I have no choice. You left me here. You did this to me.
Her voice a low hiss.
Now stop. Stop it. I do not think of Frederick, the junior negotiator. There is a slime to him, a certain sheen. He's nothing to do with my department anyway. No. No. Poor man, he was doing so well. It's the pressures of the job. The ambassador's wife. He has such a fragile heart. She should feel lucky to be loved by a man like that. He'll come back to himself eventually. I believe in him. Same way as you.
She nods, takes a drag from us.
Yes. What now? Yes. I didn't. I'm still here. There was an internal investigation.
The shadows under her eyes deepen. She swallows.
I passed. Nerve, planning, attention to detail. They executed the interviews with a maddening bureaucratic precision. Every file, every movement, every sneeze accounted for. I started to hallucinate. Imagine crimes I never committed. My hair fell out. I thought I was made many times. It's called macrame. Yes, fuchsia.
She closes her eyes for a moment, sighs.
I wasn't always like this, Herschel. I was ambitious, principled, effective. I had the follow-through that you lack. I had a streak of successful assignments and every reason to expect I was in line for a substantial reward. Then you came along.
And now she has macrame.
Shut up. Stop.
She's just playing hard to get.
No more of this, Herschel.
Enough of this insubordination. She is your asset. Compel her to obey.
Goodbye, Back again.
Aim at directly the root of her ideological treachery. Her love for this so-called Pascal. Her eyes deaden as she takes in what you've said.
You bitch, Herschel. He has nothing to do with this. Nothing. You wouldn't.
Again, harder. She needs to believe you've got it in you. You have.
You cunt.
She looks over to her husband. He watches the television set, hands folded over his cardigan.
You are a nightmare. You are despicable.
You are the people's spy.
It's how you made it. I will make the call for you tonight. Wait for the contact from a negotiator. It will come. No, nobody like that. It'll be someone more of your caste. They have no choice in the matter. It is not theirs to know. If you feel the need, do it yourself.
You'll have to re-establish contact with him yourself then. But there's no way you'll get back into that jail. You could try rewiring the phone network to the intercom. Find a payphone. See if it's possible. She bites her top lip. Exhales.
Pascal and I had plans to sell this apartment and buy a little fibro-cement bungalow down the coast. We shall expedite them. With any luck, we'll never have cause to receive you there. And to you, Herschel. But only because I fear it will take a miracle to prevent you from turning this assignment into a worldwide disaster. Back again. Goodbye, Herschel.
Sitting atop a pile of yellowing newspapers and dog-eared crossword magazines is a large plastic cup with a colourful wolf figure on the lid. He holds a long pipe in one languid paw, his posture relaxed despite the twin blades chained to his back. His name curls around the side, Placid Wolf. His little painted eyes are unfocused, a faint smile on his snout. A bitter herb, smoking it is what keeps him grounded in the present moment. The moment will come, if that's what you seek. A good operant knows when to weigh and when to imbibe. Placidity and happiness are sometimes confused for each other. This is a mistake. He's a modulating influence on the other wolves, and more importantly, he's a highly rare and collectible piece of merchandise. One day he will run out of bitter herb, then he shall remember his true name and be placid no more.
Hey, my cup!
He stares at you with confusion, then shakes his head.
And now you're trying to steal from us. Of course. Herschel, stop.
Pascal grins at you. Placid wolf languishes atop it.
Herschel, stop.
Pascal grins. You return to the framed photographs. You turn away from...
Hello again.
He turns back to you, smiles kindly, then turns off his hearing device. The TV is silent, playing what looks like to be a documentary about dolphins and their trainers. Docile grey heads bob up and down from a large tank. Noticing your attention, Pascal grins up at you and turns on his hearing device.
Do you like dolphins?
Spoken as if he's talking to a stranger's child.
Dolphin friends are called pods. You know that? A pod of dolphins. I think the pod would be happy to see you. Yes?
He looks up at Eszti, who shrugs.
I'll let you two girls chat.
He follows your gaze to the collectible plastic cup and switches on his implant.
Aha, yes. Placid wolf. Very rare.
Very rare.
Never watched. I just think the cup is fun.
He lifts up a crossword puzzle magazine, appearing proud and apologetic at the same time.
Won the puzzle. They do mail-ins. Ah, no. Well, yes. But the prize is a toaster now.
He smiles, but shakes his head. Out of focus, but big enough to cover the whole back wall. There's a word and a number. A silk number 3. The screen is awash with neon light shot directly into a camera lens. The strobe flicker of colours forms a veil that hides a girl's face.
Enough!
Thank you.
He turns to Eszti for help. She signs something to him, cigarette smoke waving over the gesture.
Ah,
He looks to you with his sweet smile, nods empathetically. He gives you a thumbs up back.
I reminded him about your head injury. Your severe brain damage had made you behave so appallingly in my kitchenette, of course. I do not appreciate being forced to lie to him, Herschel.
His attention does not waver from the television set.
He's deaf, Herschel. Deaf. Dr. Gonza is a half-boiled maniac who thinks every ailment is caused in some way by the existence of women. What are you talking about? You are obscene. My husband is a perfectly happy man.
Bye-bye. Please be careful.
Finally get up to speed, operant. Just catching up on my shows. You see this one? Big and loose, supposedly.
On the screen, a black wolf swings an iron slab of a sword through a row of chrome-plated adversaries. Arterial blood spurts forth in bright red gouts.
Probably a few too many by my count. Maybe the techno-future's not for me. Reminds of something else I saw recently. One of the opera's finest infiltrates a secret amateur jail, then guts it out against one of their most sadistic interrogators. Bold, reckless, real human drama, you know.
An uncanny buzz in the air, as though a director might pop out of any one of those doorways yelling, "Cut!" But no one jumps out of anything. No one appears to fix your hair or tell you exactly what to say. It's just you, the man with the box for a heart and a few meters off, the maintenance man going about his lonely offices.
Tonio Migo back a ways. Good citizen, loyal to his tenants, keeps an eye out for interlopers.
The maintenance man gives you a curt nod before returning to his work.
Says you've been a great help with the sweeping, by the way.
In any event, seeing our protagonist disappear into an empty labor camp was no way to end the season. Had to make some calls.
The girl, the paper heart. You know your role, operant. Play it.
May have played a minor supporting role, uncredited.
Let's just say you got my little it detector chirping. Now the opera's got you on a daring new assignment, set to strike the hidden face of mass culture itself. Let's see if you can make it up to all those you let down the last time.
A bead of cold sweat slides down your back, whispering no. You're not really about to spill your guts to a null entity, are you?
Take it from one who's been around. The bank didn't become the bank by taking the shit end of the term sheet.
On the television, the Black Wolf's shadow extends over the last of his foes. A trembling angel lifts a bloody hand, pleading.
Okay. Besides, there's others who may want a piece of your heart, if you're open to alternative bids.
As it happens, I still know some people in the Ministry of Mass Culture. Old friends, you know.
I can make a few inquiries on your behalf in return for your help with a personal matter. All very well placed, completely reliable. No one you need to worry about. A debilitating thought. Good thing I've chosen my friends well. A little archival research with a touch of smash and grab. Have you made it to the P-tail track yet? Worth your time. Fascinating local lore out there. Remnants of Nestor's galactic boondoggle and whatnot. Widely believed to have blown up. Key distinction. Fast forward some years. I'm in the Eastern Republics on a little job. Client has me hounding former leads in MTER's Public Perceptions Division. My target's a retired filmmaker. I get him in a hotel bar, standard stuff, drinks and defection. I'd say I do, yes. Batteries for this thing, not easy to come by. As it happens, I misjudge my man's tolerance. Next I know, I'm dragging him out of a hookah parlor at 3 a.m. I lay him out in a vacant lot, smack him around a bit. He's lolling up at the stars, babbling about Portaferro, 77, and Project Autonomia. His tour de force and Gesamtkunstwerk rolled into one. Special and practical effects, scale models, multiple camera angles, dozens of simultaneous feeds, not to mention an actual rocket launch. That's right. And I'll tell you what, that wasn't a weather satellite it was carrying either. No. What young Cascade saw was a pre-recorded video, seamlessly intercut and simultaneously distributed across the developed world. A miracle of misdirection.
Above you, the evening's first stars blink into life. Elsewhere, the bark of a small dog muffled by a window.
Strange business hours. Success and failure share the same rituals. Relevant parties stashed somewhere nice and chilled. Records obliterated. Impossible to say for certain what is or was. By this point, my man's brain is practically cooking in hashish. Narration growing hazier by the minute. I stash him back in his hotel room, then call my client. Space lore, who gives a shit? As I mentioned, rinky-dink setup. No signs of it detected. Because I've got that iron taste on my tongue, a scent on the air. Nothing. My target vanishes like a hooker at daybreak. When he rematerializes a week later, he's near frozen, zipped up in a gym bag in the unpressurized hold of a cargo plane. Responsible, I picked up the tab at the bar and the hookah parlor. Besides, the inspectors declared it a simple case of aeroerotic misadventure.
The old man gives you a slow nod.
Here, the trail would have gone cold, but for this. Before he misadventured himself into that gym bag, my target gave me a number. One I've kept safe in my piggy bank until now. HKT-04/17-E, a reference number for certain records from Project Autonomia, forgotten in the archives of a decommissioned rocket silo. The Grand Lich's time of arrival.
Time, place, weapon, squad. 1/4 of your plot in hand. Meanwhile, the end credits have begun to roll on the little mounted television. Your eye catches on the words. Produced in collaboration with the Ministry of Mass Culture. Ave Imperio Luminoso.
A better deal than you'll get from the bank, I guarantee you. Look at me. I'm a sad old man in an ugly shirt. Bad schnapps and historical tragedies are pretty much all that keep me going. Very good. Bring your flashlight and a good pair of walking shoes. I understand the stairs are formidable. If I knew, there'll be no task operant. Not weather reports, I'll tell you that much. I understand the archives are in a state of disarray, ravages of time and so on. Still, I'm sure there's lots of interesting stuff down there, if you feel the horror of the blank space coming on. Portofino in the early 80s was a different animal. Between Nestor's final exeunt and the economic meltdown, lots of things were simply lost or forgotten. A sizable portion of Portofino's foreign currency reserves, dozens of tons of highly caustic chemicals. Why not? Perhaps certain records inconsistent with the prevailing picture of reality. Doubt it would be of interest to the opera, sadly, at least in its current incarnation. Not sure if you noticed, whole place has been taken over by spreadsheet fuckers. No feel for it. No sense of what this work's about. It would have lit up desk lights all over Novessa. The archives are on sub-level 3. Can't be more than a few hundred, probably. Well, this has been a fine change of scenery, but I should return to the fog mirror. We'll rendezvous there once you've got the records. Hard to say. According to the official records, I was never there at all. Question of timelines and such. All the same, hard not to root for the old club. One hates to see the capitalists and techno-fascists to just walk away with it. It is, but that doesn't mean the two have to be at odds. A tip operant. You could waste your days sniffing my rapidly disappearing gluteus, trying to guess if I'm a double, a triple, or any other fancy. Or you could remember the tenets of our craft.
As the old ones say, luck and skill, operant.
The cleaning tuk-tuk. The tuk-tuk remained. You find yourself before the strange tree once more. This is Ginkgo lucifera, an old Lusian ginkgo, planted widely during the expansion of the old Illuminated Empire. The exact reason escapes you at the moment. Suffice to say, wherever you see one, it means that place once belonged to Leluz. Yes, and you're still just an ape, and not even a particularly distinguished example. You leave the old Lusian ginkgo to its business. An old bench marks to be revered. You settle in once more, though we might thrive when coursing with energy. Before long, you stand up, feeling...
Don't make eye contact.
I can't. Don't worry. Yeah, the Habamo is cool if you know what you're looking for. Thank fuck. It's leaving.
Hello again. I tried to, but I couldn't finish it, which is always a sign. I aspire to finish every book I pick up. The writer clearly lacked intention and seemed incapable of inserting surface-level sense into his prose, let alone subterranean meanings worthy of excavation.
All those meanings were embedded so deep that she failed to dig them out. All Holocene did was hunt for meaning, especially, perhaps, where it doesn't exist.
Yes, I wouldn't recommend it, but I'm also not one to discourage people from reading, even if what they read is drivel. Still, you may find something in it that I didn't. It's happened before. Goodbye.
totally at odds with the subtitle. The cover catches your eye with a flourish of surreal violence. In their reports, the opera's psychomancers noted your morbid tendency to take on guilt for things you had nothing to do with. In weaker offspring, this often manifests in the form of personality disorders. Gross stress reaction, obsessive compulsions, fear and trembling, schizophrenia, mania and depression. Very occasionally, the offspring may overcome these disorders by developing their own false self, thus becoming their own shadow mother. Inconclusive, lack of significant documentation available. It's a clinical study, not a comprehensive diagnostic of an entire class of disorders. Other works are also available for mail order through Treffer University Press. Within the Grudging Sanctum, on pathological cartographies, the erotics of self-sabotage, the Womb Wanderer, a treatise of hysterias, borderline personalities and other feminine ills, devotion, depression, deviation, the daughter problem. You return the book to your belongings. You hold the photograph, the whole sick crew. Together, it wasn't actually your birthday. You just said it was. There you are, together. Just once. Your human situation. And yet in the photo, all are smiling, oblivious. There's tempo, off the drink and vocal about it. He's still the loudest and most aggressive person in the room on just a soda and lime. Far left, a frame built for violence. Bulbous, glistening skull shaved bare every morning. Next to you, Ramses' warm silence, nodding along. It's hard to tell whether to the music or to the conversation. Carolina stirs her drink, a gin drink like she imagined you would be drinking. They didn't really talk, but she gravitated toward his presence like an animal to an abandoned building. To your other side, Vespar keeps disappearing and reappearing with 2 small glasses of schnapps at once. The second one he calls his insurance policy. He hated cops more than you ever could, including himself. But he isn't just a cop. He's a carabinero, one of the investigative branch's best. Even though she's just arrived, Eszti looks ready to leave. Older than anyone else there by at least 10 years. Small eyes in a smaller frame, looking out from her corner with cold intelligence. Even now, the sight of her brings up difficult feelings in you. Holocene arrives last, thinking it's only going to be the both of you. He goes pale when he sees your entire network gathered in one place. He's appalled by your sentimental fallacy and threatens to report you to your controller. Perhaps he sensed what was coming, or was already gleaning the patterns from its isolated dots. The last thing any network should think of. A needless gesture, an unforced error, an utterly inexplicable fit of camaraderie. It disappears back in your pocket. The title unfurls in jagged crimson letters. Blood type Hecatomb by H.S. Lastra. The words jar a memory, Holocene engrossed within its pages. Maybe the only time he was oblivious to the world.
Science fiction as a genre is utterly misunderstood by the majority, Cascade. It often contains the only ideas worth ideating.
Liable to launch into a word-perfect recitation at any given moment. The longest you endured was 8.5 minutes, basically an audio disc. A geometrically precise triangle was folded over on page 528, a couple of chapters from the end. The book hums with kinetic energy, ready to prove itself to you. In one, human forms emerge from the black depths of a dilated pupil. In another, a man stands naked facing a guerrilla battalion, his hand upraised, pointing at the sky. Shin Cressus III, 4099. Less than 2 months have passed since the vessel, war hero of the Raoult of Manumission, bit into the still-beating heart of Supreme Dictator Haizai before the cheering hordes of Coco Lobi. According to Cressian tradition, the victorious conquistador must engage in the practice of ritual heart devouring in order to truly vanquish a powerful foe. In the streets, the people are celebrating. Meanwhile, their liberator has been barricaded inside his citadel for a week, writhing in the throes of unprecedented psychic torment. But it is not guilt that racks the vessel's brain, nor lust, nor greed, nor war drums. It is the malicious ambition of Supreme Dictator Haizai, archfiend of the galactic shogunate, to contaminate the blood of a humble warlord from the Tarsier-infested jungle planet of Dalmo. An odyssey of spiritual dialysis. The whole plot basically follows the vessel's increasingly desperate and self-destructive attempts to extricate his foe's blood from his own. In the end, he's cleansed of it, but far too late. Masquerading as a pulpy exploitation novel, in reality it's a work of what the Treffe school of psychoanalysts call Vorbewusstsein, where you scrounge through the archives to see what remains of a book you never read. Scenes flash against the bedsheet screen of your mind, framed in the same red veinage as the book's cover. The vessel strapped to a bed, incisions across his chest, covered in pulsing slugs as all around him ring the chants of the leech charmer. A trepanation with a cosmic drill device, the vessel's desperate attempt to awaken his latent hemokinetic powers, all the better to mount a psychic assault against Haizai. Trepanning. Yes, yes, yes. Any book that contains skull holes is okay by the gang, even if it has no pictures. And of course, the big finale. The vessel, an ancient woman, and a strange insectile being covered in silver plates are connected via the tubes of an alien transfusion machine, exchanging blood in silent communion. Also, blood-fueled mechs. The creature is a blood connoisseur from a higher plane of existence. A god, basically. Eventually, the vessel manages to make contact with it and establish a deal. The connoisseur will use its technology to extract Hyzai's blood from the vessel in exchange for being allowed to consume it. Lastra was an absolute fiend for a mech. All of it is, if not necessarily arousing, then certainly trapped between hackaya genre fiction, philosophical exploration, and straight-up gore fetish smut. The book cackles in your hands. It was a bloody affair, but yes, kind of. The powers that were awakened helped lock the vessel in metamortal combat with Hyzai, without which he would not have survived the climactic transfusion conclusion. So the trepanning was worth it, on balance, even though he almost died there also. Definitely awe. See, psychic vampire alien gods, wrath of. Lastra had a thing about tarsiers. Rumor has it he even kept one as a pet. He called it his auger goblin, and instructed it to launch nightly extrasensory attacks on enemies both real and perceived. That is the purview of the auger goblin. Only he may know. Vorbewusstsein, the yearning for life before the advent of human consciousness. H.S. Lastra thought so too. You flip the book back over and return to the red-soaked cover. You return the book to dark. The bed welcomes you for a soft slumber. The stillness of the room quietens your mind as you settle down. So that's it. He's gone. Asset virtue. Confirmed. Zeroed out. You recall Vespar speaking of his time in the Guardia Municipal, a decade of low-stake days.
Only two possibilities. His own brothers for failing the Brotherhood, or the Azuris. Figure it was the Azuris.
His employer. What's he heard?
News of a dead carabinero usually comes with jokes and shit talk. Maybe drinks. But sure as the Cape boys were quiet, so were the Azuris. He'd been on the shit list for a while, I'm sure. Maybe he pissed off one of the pecans. Doesn't matter. The uniform's reason enough. And Vespar didn't look too good the last time we met. Like he knew something ugly was coming.
The young man stares at you for a long time.
As much as Vespar's outfit bothered me, you stand by everything your employer does, Habibti? There's this old Rastamian saying my grandmother liked. Some truths arrive already carrying a shovel.
You feel it already. A movement, a choice, and a consequence loom in. A strange, terrible clarity blooms. But he didn't go for it. He'd gone to ground, hiding, or maybe just counting out the days.
Why are you asking me? You went in there, didn't you? I know I wouldn't have gone in there myself. That's all. I was asked to keep an eye on it not long ago. You know, just in case.
By whom?
Baby girl, there are many questions I haven't asked you. being a thoughtful, caring man. Just stay away from there. That's all I'll say. I see. Someone causing you grief, baby girl? Then, hypothetically, it's not that simple. Since you're not local, let me explain something. B-Town's not like other places. Yeah, there's guns around, but you don't get one easily. The laws are tight. Carabineros roll out these gunpowder sniffing hounds and go on walks a couple times a year. You know, to remind people what's what. The dogs are a mean foreign breed. No hair, all teeth. My cousin Alishba lost a chunk of her calf to one. I'm sure she was, but she's still not walking right a decade later. My point is, you don't walk armed around here. Nah. I'm saying, show me your palms. Hold them out, side by side, even. Reading. What else? No touching involved. My great-grandmother, back at Rustam, she was a strega. Saved 3 men from suicide. She married a Bostanji and made him quit.
A high-ranking member of the military, sworn to protect the Rustamian head of state, back when the dream of Rustam still was a state. The past you can account for, but the future... Thud in your chest, heart skipped a beat.
Could mean anything, could mean nothing. Whatever it is, you'll be better off facing it with my protection.
People like him have an intuition for things like this. Mystic knowledge, passed down through the generations. This isn't good news.
Your love line is split clean in two. About midway, like you were cut off for a while. First time seeing this. I can see you're barely shaking.
Suddenly, his posture straightens and he looks up. The soft warmth emanating from him dissipates.
All right, you good. We can talk. Maybe if I take you out to dinner one night. You, me, lamb tagine, slow cooked in saffron and cinnamon, fluffy couscous, drizzled butter, honeyed eggplant for dessert. But for now, business. Just say the word. All right, let's start with the big picture. What kind of protection are we talking about?
Massive. We want it big enough to drop something with hooves.
Elegant, cold, a bit curvaceous. Just one move and bam, right through the chest. Like when I first saw you. Steel or polymer?
Steel. Superior feedback. Every bullet shuddering while you remain still.
Legacy versus logistics. Steel's hefty, but kicks less. Polymer's light, slick, plastic fantastic. Personally, I'm a steel man. That's my girl. Now, this one's crucial. Safety switch, or you ride and roll.
A leash. No thanks.
Sure, I can respect that. Plus you get the satisfaction of taking it off. For you, I'll even throw in an add-on. Gratis. You got a particular in mind?
Something to keep your arms steady when it gets heated. Ultimate stability. Keeping it quiet wouldn't go amiss.
I'll see if I can get you a subsonic kit. It'll be a stubby suppressor. Oh man, I'm excited for you. Give me 2 months, and it's yours. Baby, I come from a gun dynasty. We breathe gunpowder and burp recoil. Our babies learn to field strip rifles in the dark. We don't joke about them. Tomorrow? Shit. Why do I always fall for the high-maintenance girls? Alright. It won't be your dream piece, but it'll be good. Only thing is, I need cash up front. 200.
You sure about this? You could just make your dream piece instead. You already have a book with gun schematics inside. Just gotta piece it all together.
A factory issue. Fresh out the crate. Likely to be a 9mm. No paper trail. Serious corrupt. I know your weapon the second I'll see it. But quality and quick turnarounds don't come cheap. Then what? Be haunted by Vespa for the rest of my days? Come on. But I gotta tell you, I won't force your hand either. That's not how I do things. It's up to you. I'll be seeing you.
The fire door is still... The door sits flat.
Come on, come on. Ah, hello. Sorry, I probably look like a picture of misery right now. This time it's one of the arteries. It's on the roof of this old factory building. Problem is, that place scares the hell out of me.
The man stands like jelly next to you.
That said, it might be a lot easier if you trace the local wireless network using the artery in that area first. The whole system runs off the artery. In this building next to us, on the roof, is one such artery. I can't get up there to check it, but you can. Many of them. Heights, abandoned places, rust, buildings that look like they could collapse at any minute. You'll be fine. Renotel would have done safety checks in order to install the artery in the first place. My fear is irrational, probably. More of a public-private partnership. You'll need this, for starters.
The machine has a real heft to it. It means serious business.
Just plug this device into the artery once the diagnostics program prompts you. It should do the rest. Just pay attention to the report it gives you. I'll be right here if you need anything.
You're back.
Sure.
Ahead, the electric hum and rhythmic clatter of an aerotram station. The city welcomes you back. A soft golden glow shines from within, curtains drawn. Return during the day. The teenage boy nods hesitantly as you approach. Odds of him being asset scarf? 95%. Confirmation encouraged. The adolescent's features, ever shifting between boy and man, land firmly on boy at the mention of her name. He is very excited to say the word legit.
And what do they call you? Cool.
His voice lowers an octave.
What can I brief you on? Yeah? He was here. I saw him. That loan ad over there, there's a mailbox dot under it, and headphones guy used it. I think he took something from it. Small, like a package. It was hard to see. I was hiding back here. I took notes. Tall, smoker, long jacket, big collar, biggest headphones ever, and creepy. That's underlined 2 times.
And what? We can get headphones. Bigger ones. He looks off in the direction of the man's disappearance.
I know. He keeps shouting at me. It's horrible. Awaiting review.
Oh, give him something. He stands a little straighter.
You know, Yana's still the coolest, but you're pretty cool too.
You try to picture any of your old assets saying those words and come up blank.
What about her? Fine, I guess.
He shrugs.
She's a high achiever. Got business to handle. Cool. What about her? Yeah? Well, I have sins too. Loads.
He widens his stance, stretching his layers taut like a molten beetle.
Been excluded from school twice. Pencil crimes, failed tests, bit of fire stuff. Done it all. Meet her? Well, we've been in the same school since we were small, but I didn't meet her until last year. I used to sit behind her in history before she dropped out to run the bazaar and all this happened. She was really sweet, shy. I thought she was really pretty. Yeah, still do. Have you seen her eyes? One amber, one blue. It's like people aren't that beautiful, yeah? It's mad, like she was made instead of just born. Fine, I guess. Cool. Okay. What about her? Cool.
Mal credito, no problemo. A small image of a grinning man with an aggressive pompadour tosses fistfuls of coins at you. The financial citizen. Buy now, pay later. Beneath him, a rusted mail slot welcomes loan applications. Unlikely. The slot is too narrow and the chamber within too deep. A quick appraisal reveals 2 heavyweight locks. You'd be here for hours. An envoy of the so-called developed world. Kurt wasn't looking at his eyes. He was looking at the stack of paper clutched in his fists. Behold, the new seduction. All disputes fall under the credit provider's local arbitration. Any further details about the credit provider are nowhere to be found. This is a facade, a translucent mask. Because he is an operant, and this is an astral door, a dead drop operated by a predatory foreign financial entity. The 6 letters flash across your mind, capitalized, bolded, underlined. Who else? This credit provider is a limp in-joke from the Empire Sound territoire. The metal flap creaks open. The gold around the rim is stained with bronze and scuffed with scratches. The blade of light catches crimson plastic, a red disc, marked with the words ultravioletta, followed by you but from a dream. A tensing in your gut as another piece of the doom puzzle slots into place. They were officially cautioned by an MTER operant, as was your double, it seems, with prejudice. Still doesn't explain why he wasn't wearing trousers. You gather your thoughts, staving off the final insight. The metal flap, the blade of light catches a tensing in your gut as another piece of the doom puzzle slots into place. The very same. Still doesn't explain why he wasn't wearing trousers. You gather your thoughts, staving off the final insight. Begin here. The weird man in headphones is an MTER operant. That much is clear from this astral door. Logical succession. Most important part of the job. The matching discs cannot be a coincidence. The headphone man and pseudopod must have made contact. Did pseudopod defect to enter for a disc? But there's at least 2 of them. Can't be that rare. But more likely, music can transcend ideological divides. Red for danger, red for a bearer of the plague. Anything could have been on that disc, not necessarily the High Queen of Lusian electropop. She hasn't given you the full story, that's for sure. She's protecting something. Something else. Something deeper. Quick fingers of wind pluck the aerotram wires above you. She could use it. Behind the facade, her small hand is outstretched in desperation. The pompadour man looks expectantly over your shoulder, his gaze alight. Danger, grave, behind you. Predictive reinforcement, a honed skill. Someone has you in their sights. You have a sliver of time in which to react, the span of a single mental event. Veins frost over as you hold your ground. The bullet cracks into the wall beside you, followed by the thunderclap of the gunshot. Darkness on the edge of your peripheral vision as the center sharpens to a scalpel point. You lock eyes with a man in a long coat. Around his neck are a large pair of headphones. His face is impassive as he holds a strange gun on you. Warning shot, not kill. There's barely enough time for a response. He does not wave back. Instead, he ducks and disappears through a metal door to the side of the rooftop. As he goes, you catch a flash of vivid colored lining on the inside of his coat. Slowly, then all at once, the world fades back in. Far more vivid than before. You are alone again. The grinning financial citizen welcomes you back. The metal flat, the blade of light, a tensing in your gut, an outgun. Still doesn't explain. You gather the grinning man.
bored? What do you want? You want to off yourself? I'm happy to help, but you have to sign a release, leaving your remains to me as a donation to science. Goat Eyes. Goat Eyes is your man for that. Tuk-tuk parking lots in lower view does. And don't bother me with these ideational trifles anymore.
All roads, it seems, lead back to Goat Eyes.
Not even a little, you know? By God. So there's no hope for him. He's beyond the reach of science. Any man who doesn't rise up, steel hard, from my treatment is functionally brained. Another man lost the last. But it's not all bad. As a doctor, I am qualified to tell you. You now have moral carte blanche. Whatever the fuck you want. Ride him, bury him, dress him up in a silly little outfit. Party's on, sister. You're not dealing with a person anymore. I already told you. If the first dose didn't work on your man, he's a goner. I have just been pondering what effects it might have on the female body. You might die, of course, but such is science. Get me back my personal effects, and you'll have access to all the anti-lass you can afford. It's not fucking free. Pay up or get out. Of course he does. He wants to spite me. Make my life hell. That is the only reason he exists. Apart from physical assault, you mean? I always found great success in mocking him for his ability to repel people. No one wants to stay anywhere near the fucker. Bring that up, and I'm sure he'll do anything to shut you up. I know. I told you to do it. Real? Listen, sister. I've been a doctor since I was 12 years old. And I'll be a doctor until the day they extract the hypertrophied liver from my bloated, humescent, sexy carcass. It was not the board that made me a doctor, and they cannot unmake me one, no matter how many degrees they annul. That's right, age 12. I came down with a fever. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and still wouldn't go down, so they sent me to the doctor. He weighs me, counts my heartbeats, whatever. And without even doing any blood work, he sends me away and says, "Go to the priest. Tell him that I said to give you the blessed smoke." Last rites. It's a euphemism for cowards. Of course, I didn't know that back then. My mother cried and cried, locked herself in her room and didn't even want to see me. She was crying so much, but still no one would explain to me what this fucking smoke was. So I finally get to the priest. He goes, "Oh, my child," blesses me, blows some foul-smelling shit into my face, and sends me off home to die. And that's when I realize, these people are fucking idiots! Damn right I didn't die. I went straight to the library, picked up the first book on general medicine I could find. And the young Gonza brought his fever down through hard science and sheer willpower, all the way down to stone cold, which is where I remain to this day. My poor dim-witted mother was making funeral preparations when I got home. I slept in the coffin that night. Because fuck them all! They can take away my license, black, patience, numerous degrees. They've even been surprisingly effective at getting me in trouble with the law. but they can never touch 1,000 plus hours of surgical experience, multiple breakthroughs, and enough original research to fill a university textbook.
He works himself up into a bout of romantic fervor with practiced ease.
Not that you could ever publish a textbook in this backward fucking society.
Going too fast to stop himself right away.
I said they could take away my license and I would still be a doctor. And yes, they did.
Suddenly, he swipes a bottle off the table and takes a deep swig from it with needless violence.
No, sorry. I'm not being selfish, it's just, you might die. My own brand. Ethyl snatched from the jaws of methanol. And just a dash of formaldehyde for the kick. We're all dead in life, Mama. Formaldehyde is just how you preserve the dish. Disgrace! What? You think it's... Yes. A disgrace, Doctor. That's exactly what I am. I told you. Bring me back my personal effects and I'll hook you up with so many drugs you'll forget you were ever a person. Meantime, you can watch me do some, if you want. Contact high, precarious living, because it's sexy. I don't judge, Mama.
He tips it over onto the desk and rails the miniature mountain without even cutting it into lines.
Fuck me!
This is horrible. This just makes you want drugs even more. A failure of imagination. You just feel left out. If anything, you sober up.
What did the swine do this time? Somehow, yes. I suspect the fertility experiment gone wrong. That, or the world's saddest mercy fund. Yes, enough. Adios, patient.